Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we're going to be looking at the Movie Masters Man of Steel Superman figure. Now I'm going to say right off the bat, I don't own this figure, it's my brother's. I'm borrowing it for the review, and I'm not planning on buying it. I'm not a huge fan of the Movie Masters line of figures in general, but this one is a relatively good figure, minus a few gripes that I have, of course. So let's go ahead and talk about the figure a little bit. He stands about 6.5 inches tall, maybe just over. That is from foot to head. It's not including the height of the base. He does come with a base, obviously. It's textured like the suit. Has a single peg and the S logo on there, even though it's not really an S now. The peg fits in the foot just fine. One thing that bothers me though is if you stand him regular, just straight up and down, he's not centered on the base. It looks like he's pretty close, and he is close, but he is off to the side, and that's just kind of irritating to me because it should be centered. But that's being a little nitpicky probably. So let's just get back to the figure. It does look good at first glance, and in most cases it is a good figure, I think. The most notable problems I have are that there's no ab crunch at all. The head sculpt, while it's a good sculpt, it looks, I mean, it doesn't look like Superman. It doesn't look like Cavill, or however you pronounce that. It's a really nice sculpt, and it's painted really well, but to me it doesn't look like him. My brother says it looks just like him. I don't think so. And then the other problem I have is the legs. Though they are articulated like DCUC figures, they don't have much range of motion in the hips, but that's not a big deal. Alright, so the cape is shaded, most notably at the top, and it's sculpted pretty well. It's nice and soft, and the way it hangs, it doesn't weigh him down too much, but it has this big chunk that sticks forward between his legs, which I don't really care for. And you don't have to have it stick forward between his legs, but it's pretty much going to if you pose him anyway with his legs straight down. So that's just a little irritating for me. The entirety of the figure, of the suit part at least, is textured. So that's really cool. All of the gray parts are sculpted, the S is all sculpted, the wrist things are sculpted. It's actually a really good body for this figure. They did a good job. Again though, that ab crunch is killing it for me. The sculpt is really good, but the ab crunch missing is a big problem. As far as articulation goes, the head does swivel, and it does have a bit of an up and down. It doesn't go down too far. It doesn't go up quite far enough. Not for a flight pose anyway. He's still going to be looking down. Even with it up all the way, it doesn't look forward. So flying is going to be a little bit of a problem. The shoulders are standard ball hinges DCUC style, so that's fine. There's a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, and a wrist swivel. Again, there's no ab crunch. There's a waist twist, standard DCUC style hips. Pretty limited going forward. Backward too, but that's not a big deal. Side to side is fine. There's a cut joint in the thigh, single jointed knee, and an ankle pivot. So the overall look of the figure is actually pretty good. I'm not going to say I don't recommend it. I'm just not going to get them. I might get the SDCC 2-pack, but I haven't decided yet. The sculpt is great. The paints are really good. The S is metallic. The gold part is. There's even some shading on there. So I mean, it looks really good, especially as far as Movie Masters go. It looks better than the Batman ones, I think. But it's just not for me. So I'm gonna say if you really like Superman, or you don't mind the Movie Masters line, this is probably a good figure to get. But for me, it's not, just because of those few issues that I pointed out. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more figure reviews, more custom figures, and other good stuff. And in the meantime, keep collecting.